Okay, we're headed west today on Highway 12 out of Trinidad, Colorado. We're going to go to Weston, W-E-S-T-O-N, Weston, Colorado. It's about 19, 20 miles. And then we're going to take a right and go up Wet Canyon. We're going to go to 40 acres in Old Cimarron Ranch. Has covenants, but no POA, no dues. People do basically what they want on their land within county regulations. And power's not too far from it, about 4 poles, at $2,100 a pole. It's got a little valley bottom on it. It would be a great place to drill a water well. Shouldn't be too deep to get a water well. It's a good price. Owner financing's offered on it, and it's the type of raw land in some of these ranches that you really just don't get a hold of anymore. And it's covered in tall pines, spruce, ponderosa, some aspen, I believe. Lots of animals. There's a lot of turkey right there in that little valley right near there. Elk and deer, plethoras of. And you'll have great views of the Spanish Peaks, but you have to cut the trees. It's going to need a road done up it, and I would think it'd probably run about $7,000 to do a road to make a nice campsite, build site, or a place for a cabin, and you'll be set. There is one place on the north side of the property, northwestern corner, that you can just drive right off the access road, and you can make a little campsite there or a cabin if you didn't want to do the road right away, but it's not too steep. There's a great flat place right in the middle of the property. A couple good benches on there. And it should, like I say, it should have really good views. And the animals are great in the area. Not very many neighbors. Overall, it's about 45 minutes from town. And I'll show you the drive as we go along here. Now we're just going to be passing Trinidad Lake. There's Fisher's Peak over Trinidad. It's a pretty drive up this canyon, or up Highway 12. And then of course, you're not far from the wildlife areas and stuff either up here, or the mountains. Okay, nice. This is the back of Trinidad Lake State Park entrance right there. Going that direction. And this is the old town of Cokedale, where they had these old coking ovens. Used to make the coke for the steel that was made up in by CF&I up in Pueblo for World War II. Weston, you see the Sangre de Cristos to the west. Roll the window up. Yeah, to the west here. And when you're here, you look, and it'll crash. They look that big, actually a little bigger, but I just don't want to try to zoom in more. Dirty windows. So we're going to be going through Segundo, Colorado. There's a mom and pop, nice remodeled old grocery store up here called Ringo's, and they have gas and they've got groceries there, which will put it only about 30 minutes from the property that we're going to. Like I say, town's about 45 minutes to get to Trinidad for shopping in Trinidad. And Pueblo, Colorado for big box shopping is about an hour and a half from this property. It's an hour from Trinidad. Just made it to Ringo's. I gotta get some gas. I always get gas, make sure I'm topped off before I go up, because I'm way up, excuse me, I'm way up in the mountains at 9,000 feet. This property we're going to, still heading west that direction, is about 8,000 feet. So this is Ringo's. Nice people here, good beef too. Yeah, the mountains just keep getting bigger and bigger as you head west. When you hit Weston, those mountains, the mountain lakes and stuff from Weston are about 20 minutes away, 15 maybe. And there's another gas station and general store with a hamburger joint up there too, fishing tackle and all that stuff, hunting licenses. The Sangre de Cristos are national forest, And the Spanish Peaks are wildlife area, wilderness area or wildlife area, something like that. And then there's 30,000 acres of state wildlife area over here on this side of the road right behind Weston. Some of the best elk hunting in the world. That's a draw unit only. Okay, we're almost to Weston here. The mountains are starting to look really nice. And like I say, they look a lot bigger. The video was just, they always look smaller on the video. See if I can do this. They look about, look through the camera. They look about like that. Maybe a little bigger. So now we're coming into Weston, at that roadside. This is Weston. And we'll take a right onto Wet Canyon Road up here. The county now has all the roads labeled or with signage. They've done it pretty well. We've got a general store and a post office right here. And this is where we'll be. Yeah, we took a right, right there out of Weston. Took a right, and we're heading up Wet Canyon Road, County Road 31.9. Headed to this 40 acres. Right after mile marker 11, or right at mile marker 11, there's a green cattle gate on the left that we turn into to get to this property. It's real easy to find, and the county's been paving Wet Canyon Road a little bit every couple of years, and I don't know, pavement ends about 4 miles. We're still driving up Wet Canyon. Once we get to the end of pavement, like I say, we'll have about 4 or 5 more miles to go. This is just kind of a neat area right in here. All the cliffs and rock formations and things. Where Wet Canyon opens up, about halfway up, and we're going to leave the pavement right here, and this is where you start being able to see the Spanish Peaks really well. They're just getting bigger and bigger as we get closer to them. If you keep going up this Wet Canyon Road, in about another 8 miles, you can get to the wilderness area that encompasses the Spanish Peaks. Now we're passing, this is the volunteer fire department, the firehouse. So that's nice. It's not too far from anything. This property, their property's up here in Wet Canyon. They always need help too. Now the mountains look about like that. This is a neat spot. This is one of my favorite places in Wet Canyon. I think I got zoomed in right. Maybe a little more like that. And the land we're going to is just a little bit further up here, a couple more miles. Green, good water up here too. And we're going to be coming to the 11-mile marker up here real quick. Okay, we're almost at mile marker 11. It's just right up the road here a little bit, and we'll take a left to go into the property. And again, this is Wet Canyon Road, County Road 31.9. I believe that's the right number. And that's the view of the Sangres as you're driving up to the property right before mile marker 11. And they look about that big. I zoomed in a little bit so you could actually see what the view really looks like. And power is right here. This is where the closest power pole is, so it's about They put a pole every 300 feet. It's about $2,100 a pole. They'll finance some of that, and it's just a part of your monthly bill, and you get to use the electricity. So I would say it's within a half mile. As soon as we get to this gate up here, here's mile marker 11 on the right. Mile marker 11. And then you take a left into this gate and you stay right when you come in here. And the property's only about, it's less than a quarter mile up in here. A lot of animals, wildlife, turkey in this part of the canyon too. Okay, like I say, after you come in through the gate, you just stay right. The upper part of Wet Canyon Creek, it always is flowing with some water. That's why they call it Wet Canyon, and it's some pretty good snow throughout the year, but it melts fast. 50-degree average winter temperature. We're at about 8,000 feet here. Basically between 7,000 to 8,000 feet. 8,000 is probably my favorite elevation for the area, but 7 to 8, it's kind of the perfect zone. So we're going to come up here, hike into the property up to the middle part of the property. You can build a road, have to build a road off the bottom part of the property here up to a real nice bench in the center of the property. And I'll show you the aerial maps on that and the topo. Actually, the topo is what will show it best. You can see it on the website here too. So when we come up here, there's going to be an old catch pond on the right, and that is right across the road from the northeast corner of this property. 40 acres. And here it is. So we're going to be at the northeast corner right here, I think. Wait, nope, that's not the old catch pond. I'm gonna go a little further up. Here's the old catch pond. It just looks like a meadow area now. You can see an old dam over there. But starting right here on the left, right back there in the trees, is going to be the northeastern corner pin. And the best thing to do would be take our road off and go on the back side of this hill to get up on top, and that's what we'll hike today. So, but right now we're just going to go to the northwestern corner of the property. Really well treed, and like I say, there are a lot of animals in this area. It has this nice valley through here, and because it is at a lower elevation, has a valley, water well should be real nice to drill with good water. So that bench I'm talking about is right up there on top of that. So you come from the south side, so you have a south facing road, and gotta get geared. Okay, yeah, so what I was saying is the bench is right up there, and we should have good, you're gonna have to clear some trees though to be able to see the Spanish Peaks to the north. We should have real good views up there. And this bottom valley is all a part of it. Say it estimate about 150 feet for a water well at $20 a foot. And we're going to come to the western boundary line, and it's going to go let's see, yeah, see that meadow right there? You can see it on the aerial in the top left corner of the aerial map. So the western boundary line goes about right through here, because the northeastern corner is up here in the trees on the hill this way a little bit. So we're about right on the western boundary line right here, going to the top of that. You see the main point up there. Here's the aerial map, I mean the topo. We came in here, here's the old catch pond, and drove right to here. And that meadow you see on the aerial, that meadow you see on the aerial right here is right there. And that's right there through the trees. So what I'm gonna do is turn around and go. Gonna hike this. This is what I'm saying. See, this is gentle here, and I'd bring a road up on this side to get to this spot right here. Maybe even here. That's a little lower though. Right here probably be the best. That's right in the center, and you should. Okay, we're driving back down the road, coming from the northwest corner is up here in this nice kind of level area. There's also plenty of room. That's southern facing. That'd be pretty neat. You wouldn't have the views, but real easy to get off the road and put a cabin right up in there. And then like most of the property is on this side, like I was showing you driving up. Okay, we're gonna take a little hike through the property. We're coming from the northeast. Let's see, the northeast corner of the property. Wet Canyon Road's just a short way down there. This would be about where you'd want to bring a road in. This is a little off the property, but you can work on it. I think this is the way you'd want to bring a road in on this property. So I'm going to hike up through here and get up to the first flat part on the property. So you come through here, come along this side of the hill. There's a south facing slope over here. So this would be a good place to just gradually go up with a road here. And eventually you'll get up into the center part of the property, where there's a nice big flat area. Further up, and I'm not going to hike all the way up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down and fly the drone over. You keep coming alongside this hill, and you get to a nice, really big bench right in the center of the property up here. Pine and tree covered. Okay, I came a little bit further up the hill from where you started. You build a road on that side, or you can come on the north side here and do that. We're starting to get to the bench in the upper center portion of the property. And the views are only getting better. Oh yeah. That's the West Spanish Peak. When you're here, it looks about that big. And you can see the East Spanish Peak through the trees there too. And there's clouds over the Sangre de Cristos this direction. The bench is right up here. Whew. We're about 8,000 feet in elevation. So now I'm gonna go down and fly my drone. Give a better bird's eye view.